Yo, what is good? Quick Crypto family and my Coin Factory family back again with another daily Casper Crypto Live. And as the title states, right now it looks like the Casper ecosystem is exploding. At least that's in the words of Christian Ludwig here. In my assumption, he's talking about all of the rapid developments we're seeing going on right now. So many new initiatives, new products, all trying to be built on Casper right now through the Casplex testnet, and all of this stuff is very, very exciting to see, and also an inkling into the future for what will be coming to Casper when you see the Igra Labs, when you see the native smart contracts, Project Sparkle, and so much more, and stablecoins also just on the horizon seemingly. We got updates regarding that in today's stream. We also have some other important news in regards to macro developments, other Casper updates as well, and also there's been a lot of talk recently regarding Nacho, the KRC20 meme, which, because the community see a very close correlation to Nacho and Shai, it has been dumping quite a lot. Although in saying that, Ashton made an announcement about, I think, a few hours ago or so, and since that announcement we have seen Nacho make quite a sharp recovery, which I am not surprised in the slightest. Again, we'll get into that post in a moment, but short of that, it's just Shai and Nacho, that's all it is. It's a name, but there's actually no correlation between the two. Nacho is bigger than that, and we'll find out a lot more in this stream. So as always, if you enjoy the daily live stream, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And even before I get into the pleasantries, Falco, brother, thank you very much, my man, for the $5 donation. This channel is great. Covers Casper news from A to Z. From A to Z. You had to. Yeah, I know you had to. But I appreciate very, very much, my man. Thank you very much for the donation. And yeah, I try to, of course, I do want to, make it completely transparent for those watching that, of course, Casper is my biggest holding. That's why I talk about it. I do love the project. I think it's got so much potential. I do hold other assets as well, and I do on occasion talk about them on this channel. Not frequently, because Casper is, our main focus, and I do, love Casper, but I do hold other assets. I spoke about them, and I still do, and equally I talk about them on occasion, or even explain them, stuff like that in the VIPs and stuff like that as well. So again, that's just me highlighting that I ultimately am in crypto, but I do have the utmost belief in Casper as a project in itself. So again, thank you very much, Falcon, my man. And for those who are watching, again, if you enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Spread the love and the word of Casper. And that being said, welcome back, Dimitar, again first. Love to see it, brother. Thank you very much, man, for joining once again. Falco, again, you too, brother. Thank you very much. And yes, I saw you were the first to like, so mad respect to you. Thank you very, very much. Welcome back, Laubo. You're doing very, very well. Mr. Miles first. Don't think it works like that, brother, but again, welcome back, man. You're doing very, very well. You're good at this. Apparently you're good at this, but I don't know where you're getting your copium from. And Nathan, my man, YoQC, thanks for the updates. I appreciate you very, very much, brother. Thank you very much for tuning in once again to the daily live stream. Now I'm going to make an announcement right here and now, and I will frequently announce this leading up to this, but in 10 days, is it 10? Yes, 10 days. In 10 days, I will be going to a wedding. One of my closest mates is getting married, so congrats to him. So I'm going to be leaving on the Friday, not coming back home till the Monday. So this, the next 10 days, next 9 days will be perfectly fine, streaming as usual, but I'll be making daily announcements so people are aware that there will be one weekend that I miss. I know, me missing a stream, how could I? Terrible of me. So much for daily live streams, am I right? But I think this is an occasion that I can afford to miss. The only occasions I ever miss are important, what I deem as family-related ones. Because Mark's my best friend, I perceive my best friends to be an extension of my family myself. So, yeah, that being said, again, we'll get into the content very, very shortly. Switch to live chat. It's already on live chat, brother. It's always on live chat. I'm always doing that nowadays. Falco hates America. No, Falco hates you, bro. What's up, Ghosty bro? You're doing very, very well, man. Welcome back to the stream. That being said, let's get into the content straight away. So we can see what now Casper, after seeing that massive correction following the FUD from Casper and whatnot as well, we have now seen a relatively nice recovery. Nothing crazy, of course. After seeing it peak down here, we have seen roughly a 12% pullback, which is nice, or 12% recovery even. We did see, it find support seemingly at 8 cents, which is really very reassuring, truth be told. And then equally, we've seen it start to push above, going towards 9 cents right now, currently valued at 9 cents, up roughly 0.71% on the daily time frame. So that is reassuring for Casper. Now, I am under the impression that potentially, again, not confirmation, not financial advice, potentially we may see some form of corrections tomorrow, as apparently Trump's administration are demanding final trade deals offers from other countries by Wednesday, by tomorrow, to avoid reinstatement of tariffs. So if we do not see them come through, that could potentially incentivize investor FUD and potentially cause some pullbacks. We'll have to wait and see, of course. While tariff headlines do always cause pullbacks, and we have seen that in the past couple of weeks, and equally since Trump's taken over, tariffs for the most part have not been too detrimental on the price of crypto. But also, as a result of all this constant FUD, it's quite reassuring, or I could say of confidence even, that tariff FUD has more or less been priced into the market now. So while of course they're still going to cause corrections, they aren't going to be as significant. Because I did expect potentially seeing a bigger pullback following the EU tariffs, the 25 to 50% on steel, the stuff with China, and equally this stuff happening here, the federal court trying to block the tariffs, all that sort of FUD right now. I thought maybe we see 100k Bitcoin, and while it's still a possibility, again, the macro is still important, still a possibility right now. I've seen from other traders, equally from the VIPs and the traders part of my VIP group, who are suggesting right now that we're currently seeing more so a cup and handle pattern here, so actually a bullish structure for Bitcoin. And while again pullbacks are on the horizon, or potential pullbacks on the horizon, we are seeing Bitcoin now make a nice bit of recovery following that FUD. Tariffs are priced in. They still will affect the market, but maybe not as much as we think nowadays, unless it ends up being something really, really, detrimental, something like full-blown trade war, something like that. You can see Bitcoin dominance again is still extremely high, so of course we're still going to be following in suit with Bitcoin right now. It's currently at 64.09%. Again, I'm still expecting to go a lot higher this cycle. I think based on the previous cycles, we'll see it reaching the 70s, and then we'll see eventually it come back as well. But again, time will tell. Casper again looking strong today, not moving much, but looking strong. If we can hold 9 cents, that'd be really reassuring, considering the imminent macro news as well that we're going to be seeing this week. For example, the unemployment data on Friday, that will be a really, really good bit of macro news to find out exactly where we're going. Depending on what's announced, we'll see either a pullback or we'll see a lot of pressure alleviated. What we want to see actually is lesser or under unemployment. So if it's like 100k they're predicting, let's just say, we want to see it be underneath that, because that will incentivize that the economy is slowing down, and therefore the Fed needs to start printing money to incentivize people to start getting jobs effectively, or in that regard. So we'll have to see where it goes from here. Of course, we'll have to wait and see, but things for the most part, I agree, are looking good. And in Casper's regard, again, Christian Lubbock states that we're seeing the ecosystem explode right now, which is equally what we're seeing right now all across the board. Casper Silver here said he's really excited to start testing the Castle Wallet iOS private beta. Casper has been needing more app wallets, so we're seeing again a lot of developments, a lot of upticks in the ecosystem, projects all over. We're seeing a lot more coming, a lot of tests coming, so still early doors, but things are looking good all around. Cas Media posts here, we hope to see this in every retail store across the globe, with Casway, of course, being the first decentralized point of sale solution as well. Again, huge stuff all around. And then, of course, the ecosystem is only going to continue expanding more and more with the soon, hopefully, implementation of stablecoins. Now, I did see from a community member who reached out to me on Twitter that apparently in Johnny's recent stream, there's been a fee issue, but ultimately a whole issue with the price to integrate the stablecoin onto Casper. That's why I've not seen it for so long, which does seem quite bearish, but at the same time, I'm not worried in the slightest. It might take a little bit longer, but I'm still not worried. We know that right now, Casper are speaking to USDT Tether, and they're now going to be meeting with USDC Circle in New York next week. And even Wolf is going to be there as well, which is huge. And then, as I have just recorded a video, going to upload it later today, and I'm going to showcase here right now, Coinpal have just made a very, very big announcement. They're excited to share. They have joined the Circle Alliance program. The Circle Alliance program, a global network of like-minded companies and teams focused on the future of finance. As members, we are looking forward to building new connections and continuing to learn and innovate with Usdc and Web3 technology. Very big news all around. And the reason why is because Coinpal, they are a venture of the KEF. And equally, there has been confirmation from Oyson Lee, who's the CEO, that, you know, in the future to be, they're going to be trading and transacting and running on Casper. Casper Sentinel here highlights, you know, asking, where is Casper in your list? You know, it is not there. And Oyson Lee, again, being the CEO of Coinpal, gives a very, very blunt but crystal clear confirmation here, saying when USDC is officially launched on Casper, you will see it. So it does seem, again, seemingly inevitable that we're going to see Circle on Casper. How soon is the ultimate question. We have no idea. We really, really don't know. But I do suspect it will be, hopefully sooner than we think. I want to believe it will be sometime in Q3. If we get it this month, you know, praise the Lord. That would be insane. But I would be surprised. I think we'll probably see it. We'll see, hopefully, smart contracts. The Casper smart contracts mainnet launch this month. And then you'll see the ecosystem continue to, you know, grow and explode more and more throughout Q3, Q4, and so on and so forth. And you'll see Circle noticing that and then take the initiative to, you know, forget about the whole, oh, it's so costly and so tedious to launch and to try to, you know, trade on Casper. They'll be like, you know what, it's an opportunity we cannot miss out on. Casper is the future. Let's jump on board. So I do think we'll see Circle. I'm hoping in Q3. That's just purely speculation, but I'm hoping it'll come soon. And as a result, I think we'll see a mass acceleration of adoption from other stablecoin issuers and other listings potentially with all of that as well. We're seeing the ecosystem expand and explode more and more. And even here, before I answer some questions real quickly, Ashton, who is the curator team at Nacho, made a post regarding the Nacho token, again being a key part of the ecosystem here. So as we read on, when my stream sort of lagging, as we read on here, we can see that, I mean, I'm not going to read the whole thing, you know, again, it's quite a lengthy post. And again, I don't want to bore you with just reading word for word. So doing my best to summarize what was stated here by Aston here. He ultimately harnessed, he gives gratitude to Shai, you know, despite, you know, people's sentiment of Shai as of late, especially as well. He has still been an integral part of Casper and his upbringing. And he has been a big inspiration he was a big inspiration to me. The reason why I found out about Casper was, you know, thanks to YouTubers, but Shai's posts on Casper is what gave me confidence about the project. That's also why I have been a bit, I guess that's also why I've been a bit, maybe a bit more vocal in a sense in regards to what's happened to Shai. People, for the most part, I've seen in the community are very against him, and I've been more neutral / on his side, you could argue, although I try to remain neutral. But the reason why, because Shai is the reason why I know Casper so well. And of course, then my own research as well, but Shai has been a big part of it. And, you know, Shai, the project Nacho, is named after Shai's cat. But, as Ashton highlights here, the message here is simple, that Nacho, the cat project, is strong and it's growing, but it's independent of any single person. It's not Shai's. You know? So Shai leaving, you know, hope he finds peace. And I know he's still going to be part of Casper, just not in the, you know, the inner circles, if you will. I do hope maybe one day he'll come back. We'll have to wait and see in that regard. But it was inspired of Shai's cat. Shai has no, you know, actual connection to it in that regard. He's not bound by it. And they even go on to here to highlight what they've achieved over the past year and what they're going to be delivering as well, which is a cat pool, an open source Casper mining pool, a decentralized governance protocol, a public analytics platform for KRC20 tokens, and a decentralized launchpad for layer 2s, and, you know, an on-chain conference / festivals. You know, Nacho is actually more significant for KRC20 and Casper than you may realize. They are actually quite deeply connected to many other protocols in Casper as well. They're working with ZellaSwap, for example, and there are many more. And that's also why I scooped up Nacho during this whole dip recently. That's not me telling you to go buy it. Again, do your own research, trade on discretion, you do as you will. Right now you're seeing a massive rallying of this Pluto right now. deeming it as the other black cat, and people obviously are trying to hedge, if you will, or run against Nacho due to, again, the correlation that they perceive between Nacho and Shai, which again is just the name of the cat. There's nothing else to it. But again, those who've gotten to Pluto, shout out to you guys. You're up 7x right now since in the last 24 hours, which is very, very good. $180,000 market cap. But I still wholeheartedly believe that Nacho is still going to be perceived as the main Chaos 20 token. The same way you have Bonk and Brain's leaving me right now. It's going to be perceived as, it's the main Casper meme token. That's how I perceive Nacho is going to be, because they are actually, from what they're building, more than just a meme. They're actually trying to get some real utility behind the project as well, which, again, we understand the significance of having utility. Without utility, just hype and speculation, that's not going to last in the cycle anymore. You need to have something you can actually do. So that's what Ashton was highlighting here in a summary of that. And we're going to see a lot more coming through very, very soon. Very, very soon. It's kind of more so a cry to rally the nation for Nacho, in a sense, in the community, trying to express the thanks for Shai and what's being built, but also trying to say that we're not connected in that way as well. And I think that's why you're seeing Nacho, as a result, therefore start to rally, because people are realizing, oh wait, actually it's not Shai's, which again it's not. But again, we're seeing the ecosystem for Casper again starting to explode and expand more and more projects coming on board. KYC 20 still lackluster, but I'm sure again you'll see big things on the horizon. And we've got some more Casper announcements and macro as well, but I'll get into the questions real quickly first and foremost. You are the most strongest cap user. Thank you very much, Dimitar, man. I appreciate it very, very much. And I mean, yeah, I just research every day. This is my life, a life that I'm happy living. But I do appreciate the time I get off when I do like the wedding coming up. So I'll take my time off then. But otherwise, then yeah, I appreciate it very, very much, man. I do as I can do, and you guys are the reason I do it. So thank you here for being that. Thank you for being that, and thank you for being here. That's what I meant to say. English is hard. Okay, yeah. I mean, Mr. Master the Joker. Welcome back, DD Bros. You're doing very, very well, brother. Also, I can say best community here, no doubt. No doubt indeed. We moon yet? Not yet. In due time, though. What's up, Packod? How can you speak about Shai's tweet? I'm gonna say no. The reason why, and it's with the utmost respect to you, the reason why is because I have spoke quite a lot about Shai's tweet over the last few days. So I'm just looking at that. I spoke about Shai's post quite a lot over the past few days. I've been speaking a lot about the FUD, and again, those who know me, I don't like talking about FUD. I don't like talking about drama. I find it really, really stressful and draining. So I emphasized it. I spoke about it a couple of streams back. Actually, the video I made recently spoke on it as well. Not in detail, but detail enough. Spoke about it here in that video 2 days ago. Spoke about it in the live streams back here as well. So if you want to hear more about it, then you can go check that out. I did cover it in detail. If you talk about Shai's most recent post, which I'm assuming you are, which is when he said I'm officially leaving, and he laid everything on the table, then I mean I can show it on screen. I did say sorry through the end of this way. I also joined his Telegram as well, just to still have some form of connection to Shai, because again, I do respect the man for who he is. He had his whole farewell thing here, kind of laying everything on the table here. Again, it is what it is. It was quite a hard read for me, and again, maybe it's because of my upbringing of bullying, and didn't like seeing the way he went down. But at the same time, you move on from it, right? I'm sure Shai. I mean, I've seen Shai made another post recently saying that Shai actually, he's kind of almost found peace already leaving. He's got a massive weight lifted off his shoulder, which is good to hear. And I hope that as the ecosystem continues to expand and grow more and more, Shai will hopefully find his way back to us. But the difference is this time around, if he comes back, it won't be in the complication that he is a core dev. He was a part of the core team, but he's just simply somebody else who is a very big, passionate part of Casper who has connections to them, basically. USDC loading, yes, USDC in due time, and I'm very, very excited for that. Of course, Tether is arguably bigger, and I say arguably because Tether is bigger than Circle, but Circle has more regulatory compliance and trust, So I'd argue that Tether on Casper would be much bigger for volume and transactions, but Circle would bring more trust to Casper as well. So I think both are very, very important, and seeing both of them come on Casper, I think is inevitable this cycle, and we'll see Casper therefore explode more in adoption. So I'm looking forward to it all in all. With all the good news, did your secret price prediction go up? No, again, this is just everything that's happening right now is within my expectations, you know. Again, my price predictions are, you know, no longer spoke about. I don't make predictions per se anymore. I think Casper's going to do very, very well. I think Casper can. The only price prediction I do make is I think Casper will quite comfortably surpass all-time highs. Now, what you think I mean by comfortably is up to you. You determine that. But I think Casper, my belief, not financial advice, is going to comfortably surpass all-time highs here and go a lot higher. Everything that's happening right now, from stablecoins to the smart contract elements, all that sort of stuff, is still within my predictions. That's what I was speaking about. So in that regard, then I guess no, they've not gone up, but you have to wait and see. Again, it depends, because you're still seeing it does inherently also all depend on Bitcoin. You know, the amount of money received flowing to Bitcoin will flow into alts, and we haven't got any form of concrete idea where we're going, because some people are saying 130k, some people are saying 150k, which is kind of where I'm aiming for, and then some are saying 200, 250k, even higher, and they may be too moonboy. You know, Tom Lee said 250k, and I think that's a bit much. But again, what do I know? He's in the more, you know, he's got more trading experience than I do. He's in the inner circles. He may just be a moon boy. But again, that's why I take all of the predictions I hear and make my own analysis of it. And I aim conservative because I don't want to be disappointed. When smart contract mainnet, we don't know just yet. Casper did also answer the question saying it depends on a number of factors. I'm assuming it's mainly just due to the bugs and fixes and whatnot, and with some regulatory things. So we'll hopefully find out soon. I'm hoping it will be this month, because again, Casper did say that we'll see native smart contract on Casper before Q3. So, you know, we saw the testnet come out at the very, very end of May. So it's, you know, they've got a month now to test it out so they can get it out. So I'm assuming we'll see it this month at some point. Yesterday, Tony and I were talking about virtual and AI agents, but I'm keeping an eye on creator bid, and especially Aeon 5100. Never heard of them. I'll be perfectly honest. I have not looked into those just yet, so I can have a quick little search right now if they are on CMC. Creator bid is right here, and then equally Ion 5 there. So both very, very small assets. $9 and $8 million market cap. Oh, actually, no, tell a lie. That's $9 million market cap. Volume, $15 million market cap. And then Aeon has got an $8 million market cap. Aeon is, you know, up 400% since its launch, which was seemingly end of last year. And then Creator Bid is currently down almost 80% since its launch earlier this year. Which again, it launched seemingly around the time of Trump's inauguration, so that's not too surprising. Therefore, everything went down in that regard. It's got some decent listings. Creator Bid here, and equally on here. It hasn't got as many listings, so that might be harder for them. That's why they've got a lack of volume here. But I mean, I'm not as informed on the project, because again, I need to look more into it. I can see here, it's got some connections to the likes of Tau, BitTensor, which is really definitely reassuring, because I do think BitTensor is going to be a very, very big asset in the cycle. I do believe that AI agents are going to be a critical part going forward. So, you know, if you can find the right ones, then yeah, you're sitting on potentially a gold mine there in this cycle in particular and future to come. But again, do your own research, trading discretion, not financial advice. And yes, Octo Plus says here, if you enjoy the streams, ladies and gents, then leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Doing this every day as much as I can do to spread the love and knowledge on crypto and Casper. Now, before I get to more of the questions, getting some more news right now. So first off, I already covered this here, macro news here. We've got some more here in regards to the fact that apparently the Bank of Japan says the economy can handle the impact of US tariffs, which to me may mean that they're actually not going to finalize any trade deals, because I think they can handle it. Now, we can debate about that. So far, Japan has been very much struggling with their economy so far. So, as they've been struggling, maybe they can, maybe they can't handle it. I really don't know. But it's safe to say this tariff, you know, trade war, if you will, this uncertainty is not dissipated just yet, so still have those factors taken into account. In other news as well, some also interesting factors here that will definitely affect the markets leading up to the FOMC meeting here. Elena Terrett says an update on the Genius Act amendment negotiations. So she has been told that more than 60 amendments have been floated so far, and Senate Republicans and Democrats are now negotiating to pare that list down to a more manageable number. If they reach the deal, the bill could see Senate floor time before the end of the week. That would be very, very bullish news. If not, procedural hurdles will likely slow things down and push potential final passage into next week. So the hope is we see some form of confirmation and therefore getting one step closer to just signing the bill from Trump as soon as possible, of course. But hopefully we see this bill being pushed forward before the next FOMC meeting, which is on the 18th. And that therefore could potentially mean that the FOMC meeting is kind of like final little red herring, if you will, potential market stagnation element before we end up seeing, you know, the headwinds and just the market just going up higher and higher off the back of regulatory confirmation and frameworks and the M2 money supply as well. Speaking of which, the M2 money supply has now hit new all-time highs of 21.86 trillion, which is huge. So therefore, again, understanding that Bitcoin has an 80 to 90% correlation to the price of the M2 money supply here. If you line it up, you look accordingly, you can see that seemingly Bitcoin, therefore, the M2 getting higher and higher, Bitcoin should start seeing it following suit. So therefore seeing a reversal in the next coming days or weeks potentially. And then we'll see it going higher and higher leading into August, where we'll start seeing it around the 130k margin. And then with regulatory frameworks, we may see therefore Bitcoin outperform the M2 because, again, the institutions, the TradFi companies are all going to start hedging their trillions of dollars of capital into the crypto market, into Bitcoin, into the altcoins, just the ETF flying in as well. And we'll be hopefully flying from there onwards. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Things are looking up in that regard. And we do have one more important announcement. It's also a testament to what's coming to crypto, the significance of crypto. And also some Casper announcements here as well that I'll get into in a short moment as well. But this post here, shout out to Cody for showing me this here. This is talking about New Jersey's county to tokenize $240 billion property deeds. It's insane. So apparently New Jersey's county is set to tokenize $240 billion worth of property deeds after signing a deal with the blockchain-based land record management firm Balcony. Balcony said on May 28th that it signed a 5-year deal with the Bergen County Clerk's Office to tokenize 370,000 deeds on the AVAX Avalanche blockchain, adding that this was the largest blockchain-based deed tokenized project in US history. You can see here, Bergen County has nearly 1 million residents, producing around $500 million in annual property tax revenue. So, you know, also backed by, you know, AVAX is backed by Blizzard as well, the AVAX focused venture capital here. So Balcony expects the integration will cut deed processing times by over 90% while reducing the risk of fraud. So again, what we're seeing right now here is a fundamental significant shift, a very, very big one. So to break this down, again, to understand the kind of significance of this and what it means, why it's so, what's the word I'm looking for? Why it's so revolutionary, right? Again, big partnership, but it offers more. You know, tokenization has always been viewed primarily in the context of just, you know, digital blockchain-backed, you know, deeds or whatever. But the underlying technology actually provides so many more improvements to the way of just the world we live in right now. You know, reducing fraud and error, you know, increasing transparency and accessibility. You know, the fact that they mentioned here, Bergen County will obtain a tamper-proof searchable chain of title across all of its 70 I can't say that word. I'm not going to try and say that word because I can't say that word. My dyslexia is doing my head in right now. But again, this is, you know, more transparency for what it means, easier access to property history for residents and buyers and financial institutions as a result of this. You know, it's a big thing. Also, dramatically improves the efficiency and speed, as opposed to doing it traditionally through the real world. Through blockchain, it's quicker. You know, it's a huge benefit, and this is the sort of stuff you start seeing coming to Casper as well. Think about this. Is talk about real estate here. KRI have asset mint, remember? So there's also a possibility you'll see with Casper in the future as well. You'll see a lot more of this stuff happening in the future. This is what, again, that's why I have no reason to be bearish on crypto in the slightest. The crypto is not, a short, pump and dump element anymore, like it was last cycle, the cycle before that. It is fundamentally changing the way of finance. The way we have perceived our life day to day, you get money out of a bank, it's not going to be like that anymore. It's going to be digital, all digital, on-chain with crypto. Everything's going to be on crypto. So what we're doing here is obviously capitalizing on the market before institutions get involved, and also trying to find the future of crypto, which is where I believe Casper is the best one out there. Of course, there are other ones that I think will do well, which again, I'll talk about with my VIPs. Check that all out down below in the description, the links to that, and the affiliate link to BYDFI as well. Extra benefits there as well. Like, again, VIP 2 account to trading on the platform, which again is a 17% discount on all trades with BYDFI. She signs to the affiliate link, which is very, very big. Alongside, again, VIP access to Discord channels where we've been trading in there, and the trades have been very, very profitable so far. I have like 3 trades running right now that are all printing right now, which is great to see. And hopefully I'll be able to show the P&Ls very, very soon. And equally, we have you get a 1 month free trial to the VIP group here as well. The Coin Factory VIP group. If you sign up to the BYDFI links down below in the description and check out the Discord server and go through those means, you'll get access to the community here as well. You find out all the extra information, the alpha information of what is to come and why we are bullish on crypto. So again, you want to learn more, check it out down below, because I can say, not for long anymore, but I can still say that we are early. And, we're not going to have this opportunity for much longer. I don't know why we heard more of Shai than Polinsky and why he's so hated. Because some politics don't really talk. He's just kind of behind the scenes. Shai's more vocal. And that inherently will also led to him having more hate because he was too vocal. As knowledgeable as Shai is, he was a detriment to the project, unable to control his emotions in public. I agree. That much I agree with. Pluto up 7x, you can't sell anywhere, it's just a price on paper. You can, I guess that is probably correct here because it's up 7x. Obviously, you can sell it on Casper.com, but that requires someone to buy it off you. Or you can KSPR bot, Casper.com. You haven't got really any exchanges really, so you can buy it on these platforms, but then trying to sell it's going to be very, very difficult because again, who's going to buy Pluto right now when it's up 7x? Like I wouldn't buy Pluto right now, personally. Not saying it's not. Maybe it got from here and therefore I missed out. Again, I don't know. I don't know, but I wouldn't buy Pluto right here, so selling it's going to be very, very hard. I don't care about Shai. Another developer will take over. He's not a dev again. Again, that's the misconception. Shai's not a dev. He was just a part of the core team who founded Casper, and he was the researcher, but he was never a dev. He was just he was part of the core team, and even then, he kind of took a step back from being part of the core team. He was the ex-core team member. He's been saying that for months. But hey, this is how it's happened now. And Nacho will have his moments, Shai's cat or not. Nacho will definitely do well with, again, it's not got any correlation to Shai realistically. Nacho will do very well, I believe, as well. Head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. Again, maybe. Although, again, the VIP traders are saying something else here. I don't see how that's a head and shoulders pattern, truth be told. Because that is not, to me, that's not really much of a head. Head and shoulders normally like that. Without making it look dirty. That, for me, is not really head and shoulders at all. I think it's more so cup and handle right now. And my YouTube studio has crashed because I think I've got too many tabs open. I love it when that happens. I need to reload all the chats, so give me a quick moment, people. But yeah, I think, Bitcoin. Again, the traders are saying something else. Okay, do you want to find out, again, from the traders who are part of the VIP, we've got 3 in there, all absolutely popping off right now, providing more insight, more capital. So actually making gains throughout the cycle right now. So you want to find out a lot more for the trading and equally then the alpha information as well. The VIP group links are down below in the description and also the affiliate link to BYDFI, so you can get actually an account with BYDFI that also gets you 70% discount on all trades as well, which is again a huge benefit, a very big benefit. Okay, so now the chat's back up. Fantastic. Let's get into more of the questions. Where am I at? How far have I got to, where am I? Here. Yeah. Did you talk about the fourth article for Casper and did they change the title? I did talk about it. That was a stream as well, I think a few streams back. That was, that was 4 days ago. I spoke about it, 5 days ago. And I don't know if they changed the title. I really don't. I think they should, because I think the title You know, well, the article in itself was quite good, but the title just made it sound like Casper was an Israeli coin when it's not. But again, you'll have to, you'll see more articles like that come in the future anyways. Are you the most beautiful YouTuber? Oh, thank you very much, my man. I appreciate it. I mean, I have to be beautiful, but my voice is so incredible. You can't have a great voice and a bad face, you know. Thank you very much, the Wing Hong. I appreciate it very much, brother. The most important thing is the development of Casper is like a football team. A good player leaves, but another takes over, and it doesn't change anything about the project, just blah, blah on the net. Yeah, true. You know, you see all the drama right now. You've got drama right now, speaking of football, like Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, he's, you know, one of the, if not the best midfielder right now in the world. He's leaving Man City to go to Napoli, I believe. And that's going to be a big hindrance to Man City, definitely, but you can rebuild around it. And you can potentially bring someone who's younger and better in as well. And De Bruyne is still going to have the utmost respect to City anyways, like Shai does for Casper. So again, that's not too much of an issue for me. Do you think there's a chance Bitcoin pulls back and Casper goes into 5 cents range? I think anything's possible. I do. It does fundamentally depend on the macro news. You know, right now the macro, we're seeing Bitcoin actually hold relatively strong despite the fact the macro is looking a little bit worse for wear right now. The macro is bad, but it's actually incentivizing the Fed, therefore, to have more of a chance to start cutting rates, which is why investors are actually looking quite good right now. I think there's still a possibility we may see Bitcoin come down to, you know, 102k, maybe even 100k potentially, depending on what we see in the upcoming days and weeks. But if we get nothing that really causes such a big correction, you know, post FOMC meeting, I think you'll start seeing investors following the M2 supply, just sending Bitcoin higher, and then crypto higher as well. So right now, Casper's holding strong on the 8 cent zone. And if Casper can actually gain some momentum and go back up to maybe 10 cents before we see a Bitcoin correction, then I think Casper's going to hold 8 cents, which is fantastic. You know, it's still technically a lower low here, but it's still fantastic to see 8 cents being held, which is again another critical level of support if you saw here. And then Casper therefore will have a higher chance of making that rebound past 18 cents. So I do think Casper will surpass 13 cents here, hopefully by the end of the month. That's my belief right now. Again, not financial advice. Every day Casper gets attention, it's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get more and more. So the fact that Casper gets attention and hate is because it's such a good project. You know? Are we in wave 5? I have no idea. Wave 5. Are we in wave 5? Elliott Wave 5. Well, let's have a quick look then. I mean, again, I don't use Elliott Waves too religiously. Obviously, I understand how to use them. And I think it's, I mean, again, because Casper's come below here, it technically speaking has broken that structure. Unless you're talking about on a smaller time frame, which I'm not looking at a smaller time frame right now. I'm only looking at the daily time frame. If you're looking at the Elliott Wave, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, with Casper coming below here, technically speaking, it has broken that. The Elliott Wave, it should be going, you know, up a bullish pattern like that, but it's come down below. Now, again, that is partly because of the FUD from, you know, the fallout from Trump's tariffs that was announced on the Friday, and equally the blowout from Casper FUD as well. So if Casper can return to that, you know, this zone up here quickly, which it kind of is already making that recovery anyways, and it stays there strong, you could argue this was just a blip due to FUD and uncertainties that just happen randomly, and therefore Casper is still following that Elliott Wave. Otherwise, then I would say it's probably broken it, but at the same time, I still think Casper's going to make that move upwards anyways. Devs won't give dates or smart contracts on mainnet yet. Well, no, of course not, because right now they're still developing. They have no idea if everything's functioning properly or not, and they don't want to give a timeline and then find out they can't meet that timeline, because that's going to cause more FUD. So they only announce it when they're absolutely sure. That's why you didn't hear about the testnet for Casper until randomly out of the blue, like 3 days before it happened. Until they're confident they're going to do it, they're not going to announce it, which is frustrating, but hey ho. Welcome back, Bengo bro. Very, very well. Yes, everybody's first here apparently. On the check-in for my daily dose of hopium. Welcome back, LB man. Great to have you back in, brother. For me, ETH will not perform well. ETH will perform well this cycle, in the sense of it will surpass all-time highs. How high, I don't know. But I think Ethereum will surpass all-time highs, but it will also be a little lackluster, and then it'll fall off for the years to follow that as well. It won't do a 10x, no. Ethereum won't do it. I mean, a 10x would be insane. No. Ethereum won't do a 10x. You know, if you're looking at Ethereum right now, Ethereum doing a 10x would mean a $3 trillion market cap. That's not happening. Ethereum's not making 3 trillion. No way. I mean, if I'm wrong, then so be it, but I don't see it happening. I don't understand why we speak about Bitcoin, which failed, Casper solved. Because Bitcoin's the godfather of crypto, so you've got to still give courtesy to where it is, and Bitcoin still, is functioning as it should do, not as it should do, because it should have been a peer-to-peer electronic currency, but it's still functioning as a store of value element, and it's the biggest crypto. And Casper's just, in a sense, fixing what it couldn't fix, because it evolved what it should have done. I see a German guy say, yes, Casper is speed secure, but we have Bitcoin, don't need Casper, stupid guy. I mean, people who are bullish on Bitcoin because the Bitcoin maxes, most of them understand that Bitcoin is not going to achieve what they want it to achieve. Some of them are still hung up on the idea that Bitcoin can be used as a currency, as a medium of exchange, and it can't. And those who realize it can't are looking at other alternatives. Some are actually looking at like XRP, Solana, Ethereum, but most are actually now starting to look at Casper because it still adheres to the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto, proof of work, while still being secure, decentralized, and scalable. What's up, Wyatt, bro? You're doing very well, brother. Welcome back. And yes, this time we got a last. Now you're first here, brother. Thank you very much, my man. You prefer Casper $1 end of the year, or Casper $10 in 10 years, but you can sell one time? Just good question. I guess if I can only sell one time, then I guess 10 years. If I can only sell once, then I wait 10 years to get $10 Casper. Because that means I'm getting a 100x from here. Is that right maths? There's right maths, yes. Get 100x from here, as opposed to just only getting a 10x in 1 year. Like, arguably, yes, if I get the 10x in 1 year, I can then flip the capital quicker in the 10 years and maybe make more, but who knows, right? Where am I? I'm here. Shai was just communications. I'm not worried about him leaving. I'm relieved. Yeah, I know some people are very, very happy that Shai's left, and again, you're entitled to believe what you want and to feel how you want. I'm in two minds about it because I do respect Shai. I think he was a brilliant mind, and it's sad that he's been pushed out of Casper. But at the same time, I do understand that people are going to perceive it as very, very bullish, and it is what it is. All I can say. Nice, you're Peggy 18. Yeah, I know. The Head and Shoulders crazy. Damn, Peter's on charts. Part of the Chris community. You know what I mean, man? Too much Shai FUD. It's all gone now. It's pretty much all gone now. Let Jay no show his face yet. Let me keep dreaming about it with a nice English voice. Okay, well, there you go. Confirmation here from Erica. I am never showing my face. Ha 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 ha. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I'll do a face reveal, but otherwise then, yeah. My sometimes extremely quick British lisp voice is all you get for now. Where is Casper ecosystem exploding? It's just a post from Christian Ludwig here, which basically is just emphasizing that there's a lot of stuff building for Casper very, very quickly, from more and more development from other platforms like Castle Wallet that are also building and ramping up more and more. You've got Casway doing more and more as well. You've got more stuff happening on the Casplex layer 2. With the fact that circles will be coming through very, very soon, it's also going to ramp up the ecosystem as well. That's all very, very good stuff. And even you've got here from the KF, for example, that I haven't got into just yet. KF event sponsorship model, decentralized, community-led, and expanding. In 2025, we expanded our event strategy with a new model supporting local leaders to organize events on their own terms. So, from France to Romania, to Hong Kong, to Nigeria, and to even... Oh, that is... Please show me. I don't know that flag. I know the other flag, but I do not know that flag. Wait, I'm just going to type in Lusaka because it's Zimbabwe. There you go. Okay, I figured it was an African country. Zimbabwe here. So they're seeing Casper's, meetups and adoption happening all over the world. How it works: make a proposal with clear goals and a detailed budget. If approved, you will take the lead on execution. After the event, report back with outcomes and lessons. So they're, trying to educate people more about Casper in these regions of the world, which again is what we want to see. KF in that regard doing a lot of very good things there. So I'm happy to see that. And in some other news regarding sort of listing elements here, according to Casper Ray here, Casper has now got a new spot listing on a Brazilian exchange, Nova DAX. So more exposure, which is good to see. We have seen a little bit of a leak, if you will, again, playing with our emotions once more with crypto.com. No, OKX turning Menady into market moves. Just sounds like they're talking about crescendo here. We know OKX have already integrated Casper, as confirmed from confirmed from Wolfie. So, and we saw Binance also do a very, very similar thing a few months back. So maybe it's OKX also following Binance's footsteps and saying, yeah, crescendo, we hear it. That's also speculation, of course, but it's funny to speak about that. And then equally, we've got another very interesting post here regarding listings here from Johnny, which is a bit of a I wouldn't say FUD one, but it's an interesting one here. So ultimately, Johnny's talking here about Casper potentially getting listed on a chainspect.app, and it was going to happen, and then it didn't happen. And the reason why is because of Chad, who is perceived as the official marketing director, quote unquote. So to kind of break it down, on November 24, Johnny messaged Wolfie as he saw him as the business director, and asked if he could fill a form out to get us on Chainspect. And on January 2nd, 2025, Evie, who is the business developer of KEF, head of BD at KEF, had a call with the co-founder of Chainspect, and they asked, they basically said, yeah, we'll list the project between 8 to 15k annual fee, and we'll list Casper. And the KF was still deciding whether they want to actually, submit that proposal or not, considering the, crescendo hard fork element as well. And Chad, who identifies as the official marketing director, basically just rejected the proposal completely. So the KF had to completely stop the developments as well. Now, he's not trying to FUD or show any hate towards Chad in this regard. He's just trying to explain what happened. Which I think transparency is all well and good. I feel like, if I'm being a bit blunt right now, I think Johnny's been a bit too transparent recently. Like, transparency is great. You want to see transparency, but some things aren't needed to be said. And a lot of things I think Johnny's been saying recently have been sounding a bit like... I'm speaking too fast again, I apologise. Johnny has been saying a lot of stuff recently, and I'm happy he's been transparent with us, but I think there are some things that aren't needed to be said. A lot of the stuff he's been saying, I feel personally, have been a bit backhanded. Obviously talking mainly regarding Shai, but there's been other elements as well that I've seen since. I mean, again, Johnny is in the right circle. He's he's the executive VP of the KF. He's a big part, but I do think that he is. I want to just say in the polite way, being too transparent. Like, I don't think I needed to know that Chad pulled the funding here. I think he could have simply just said, the whole premise of this post here is saying, Chainspect, they're asking for funding for Casper, which is fair enough on their part, but Casper, of course, being fair launch, it could work slightly differently. So Johnny basically just saying, maybe we could do a community thing where the community comes together to, effectively raise the funds for this listing. Garner community interest for Casper. Through Discord vote, do a Discord vote or something like that, I guess, as opposed to just having, or something like either the community raise funds for it, or even just the Discord community vote on it, and the KF therefore just take action, as opposed to just letting Chad do it by himself. And again, I think, don't sound like a broken record, but again, transparency is fantastic, but I don't think we need, in a side note, I actually like Chad. Although I disagree with some of his strategies, he's been a very nice man who kept my Lego toys safe. So he's not hating Chad at all. And again, I think it's just maybe too transparent. So I want to highlight it. Difference of opinions, and therefore, while he's just explaining what's happening, it feels almost like a slight backhand point he's making here. But that's another element that I found today from Johnny that I thought was quite interesting. I'm not too well versed with Chainspect, if I'm perfectly frank. But I imagine it'd be quite good to get another, project listed, another, more adoption for Casper, therefore. So, I mean, I'm inclined to say sure. If it's going to be like a vote on Discord and the KF are the ones who take action to get the listing, then sure. Why not? That is also more inherent to what Casper is. Again, decentralized, let the community make the decisions, we know, not just one person. But, I mean, that's where we stand right now in that regard. Again, Casper right now, ecosystems start to expand more and more. Market space is more correct in the short term, but things, for the most part, I think are still looking up for Casper. So I'm looking forward to what's coming through. Especially now, again, that we're getting more developers of Coinbase Circle, with eventual of the KF, a big part of Casper, Coinpal here, joining the Circle Alliance program, which is also very big for Casper, and also confirming that, we'll see Casper on this list here of circles here when they are added, when Circle launches on Casper, which again won't be too long seemingly. They're meeting next week. Although in saying that, Johnny made that post about that on was it on the Sunday, I think? When was it? The post about it, if I go to Johnny here, Johnny made the post about it in the rant against Shai. It was on June 1st, June 1st being Sunday. Now, again, I guess it depends on how you look at it. For me, Sunday is perceived to the end of the week. Some people perceive that as the beginning of the week. So either we're going to see them talk to USDC Circle this week, or we're going to see it actually be between the 9th and the 15th, or the 8th and the 14th. Which, personally, if I'm being honest and also somewhat selfish, I want it to be this week, purely because again, next weekend I'm not here, and they end up meeting with, Circle, let's just say on the 14th, I won't be here to cover the news, and that's going to be 3 days of me missing out on, top tier content. But yeah, I mean, that's currently where we stand with Casper right now. Again, things are definitely looking better. Again, now currently up 1.36%, still valued at 9 cents. I still think Casper is due for that rally. I think June's going to be that initial breakout phase. I think we're going to see some breakout this month. Again, provided we get no surprise developments, tariff headlines, uncertainty, macro news, whatever it may be. Also, regulatory frameworks, if they end up passing, that ought to be a big thing as well we need to see as well. Kevin De Bruyne is considerably past his prime. Yeah, he is, but he's still, I perceive, as one of the best midfielders right now in the world. He's past his prime, but, if I'm thinking about midfielders right now, Pedri, youngster, insane midfielder. Fernandez, I don't like Fernandez personally. Maybe I'm just a hater, but I don't think he's all that. Fernandez from Chelsea, equally a very good midfielder, but I don't think he compares to De Bruyne. De Bruyne past his prime, I don't disagree, but I still think he's one of the best midfielders right now. Modric, still very much up there as well. Bellingham, also a very strong midfielder. I'm sure there's loads that I'm missing as well, but yeah. Anyone seen Casper listed on OKX? This token is on the Solana chain. I have not seen that. No. If you can link that to me, please go to in Discord and I'll have a look at it real quick. Made Hart the biggest max for broke on base. Most visible. I mean, yeah. Let's look at broke actually, because I know you mentioned it for a while back now. How's broke doing now? Broke on base. Wow, it's had a nice little rally since you mentioned it actually. Wow, yeah, Nadehart's flying. Big up to you, brother. Nice. So what's the deal with Powell this month? Is he going to cut? Unlikely. Very unlikely. I could be wrong, but very unlikely that Powell's going to cut this month. Like, very, very unlikely. Elliott waves are absolutely rubbish. Do people really still plot these? I mean, traders use whatever. End of the day, Elliott waves, all this sort of stuff, they are maybe bad for some people, but they actually be very, very useful tools for other people. I don't use them. I understand how they work, but I don't use them. I use, volume metrics, evidence zones of resistance and support, and stuff like the fib retracement. I think this is also, again, I don't rely on this tool, fib retracement here, but I think it's a decent tool. And you can see from the tool here, you see that Casper momentarily dipped below the golden ratio, but it's still actually holding in between it. So it is respecting the golden ratio. So this is one tool I do, the fib retracement, but I typically just look at zones and that's it. And I kind of divide where the market's going to go from there. People also believe in the rainbow chart as well, exactly. Wow, there's a lot of questions, damn. Can you analyze gold technical? I mean, it's near all-time highs. Gonna probably rally higher. Don't really have much to say on gold. I don't really cover gold too closely. Gold, of course, going up higher because the entire financial system is currently in shambles, and everything's kind of risky now. So gold's a safe haven for money. It's gonna probably go higher. I think I saw someone saying it's gonna reach 4.5k. I think it was Tom Lee saying 4.5k up here, which would be again a very, very big thing. Whose smart contracts will have the biggest impact to Casper? That's a good question. I think anybody is in within a shot right now. I think Ethereum will have the biggest originally because it's the biggest ecosystem, and then from there on, when it starts expanding to the move, so therefore Sui to XRPs eventually to Solana, should just see more and more come through. But I think Ethereum's a good first step. What's the score with USDC? I missed it. There's going to be a meeting with USDC next week. Between the KF is going to be there, Johnny's going to be there, Wolf is going to be there. Going to meet with USDC next week in New York and discuss to get USDC bridged on Casper. What's up, Basel, bro? Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. I liked Shai. Yeah, I also like Shai. You know, imagine your desk with a lot of trash and food and pizza boxes. No, actually, my desk is a little messy right now. Although my desk has got my glasses on it, deodorant and cologne, my water bottle, gum, a mug that I got from Scotland, and oranges and a candle. No, my desk is not normally that messy. I can't work on a messy desk. It does my absolute Sweden. What was there to like about Shai? Again, you know, people disagree. I can't get into all the reasons why I like Shai, but I respect the man. You know, that's the very TLDR way I could put it. I respected the man, and that's why I liked him. You know, he might have been very emotional, but I feel like I'm relatively good with people in the sense of people. I mean, even, you know, my real life in the world I live in well, I say I live in my environment, you know, with my friendships and whatnot, I have people who are very, very emotional, but I've always been perceived as a kind of very calming person. I just don't rise to anything right now. So I kind of, unless I see it being particularly hurtful, I don't particularly get affected by it. I mean, Shai, yes, a very emotional person seemingly, and was, you know, very vocal on Twitter, but he is a big part for where Casper's at today in regards to just spreading the knowledge. Not, again, a developer, but spreading the knowledge of Casper. So again, people can dislike him. That's up to you. I have no harms with that at all. Do you think we could see a new low for Casper? Depending on Bitcoin, maybe. If Bitcoin goes to 100k and Casper does not return to maybe... If Casper can return to 10 cents before Bitcoin makes a correction, if it does make a correction, then no. If Casper stays around here and Bitcoin goes down to 100k, then Casper will go below, I think. But again, it's too many. We have to pay attention to the macro now. Pay attention to Friday. Friday is going to be a big thing for the unemployment data. I'll be letting my VIPs know ahead of time what that means, and I'll let you all know probably later on. But it's going to let us know how the market's going to behave and how Jerome Powell is going to also behave in regards to cutting rates as well. JIC. I have no idea what JIC actually means, to be honest. Maybe I've just missed out on the lingo. Unless it's a crypto token you're talking about as well. I'll have a quick look, but I think I might just be... Yeah, no idea. No idea. What if Casper doesn't make a new autumn high this old season? I doubt it. You know, of course anything's possible, but I doubt it. But yeah, it would be a very, very sad day. 100%. I think we Caspians should open one wallet and collect money from big Casper listings. I mean, we could do, but... Again, we've heard from Wolfie that the price of the listing fee isn't the issue anymore. They're just waiting for the time to actually list the project. You know, they have already integrated Casper. Wallet 2, again, is stacking a lot of Casper. That's just probably going to be Binance. We don't know still, but it makes sense for it to be Binance. You know, almost $750 million. That's insane. Not having to worry about what Shai is going to do, say, next inspires me to move confidence for myself. I mean, again, yeah, people are going to perceive it that way. So that's also why I said it was a sad reality, but Shai leaving or Shai stepping back is probably a good thing for Casper as well. It's a sad reality in my belief, but hey-ho. Now all we have to worry about is when Shai will dump the project. He did say he's not selling, actually, in that post here. He said he's not selling. Can't be asked to find it. Yeah, so no, I will not be selling. Now, whether that means not selling ever or not selling at 35 cents, I don't know. But he said he's not selling Casper. So, what's up, Magnus Bro? You're doing very, very well, brother. Welcome back to the stream, my man. Yeah, almost. Sup? DC. What is the catalyst that will make you think end of June will be a breakout? I mean, the M2 is a big factor for that, because M2 is seeing a very, very considerable rally here. Like around, we're seeing this correction kind of happening right now. It starts going up in mid-June and then going even higher towards July. So I think M2 is a big factor for that, and the M2 has an 80 to 90% correlation to the price of Bitcoin, so it's a very good indicator. Not a silver bullet, but very good indicator. You have, again, regulatory developments and frameworks coming out as well, which is very, very good. They can come out this month, which would be very big as well. Macro is still looking uncertain, but actually it's also showcasing a slowing economy. which therefore means the Fed have to step in. Otherwise, we're going to get another negative GDP and therefore recession, which is really bad. So they have to step in to stop that. And then, of course, Casper, with all the fact that they're releasing smart contracts right now, testnet, and therefore likely full mainnet launch for Casplex this month. With Circle coming through, I think we'll see, again, Casper have another big rally soon and potentially a breakout this month. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, none of it's financial advice. Do your own research. They are pumping Zebek now and dumping against the market. Yeah, I mean, right now Zebek's doing very, very well. I've been seeing that. So shout out to those who got involved. Shout out to those who got involved very early. What's up, Trey, bro? You did very, very well. Hell, Casper, king of proof of work indeed. Shall definitely sell. He had his begging bowl out for months. I mean, maybe. Again, I don't know. And with respect, I also don't really care what Shai does. You know, I respect Shai, but he's his own person. What he does has no drastic influence on my life. Read that post about the Genius Act from Doge AI. 60 amendments growing Genius Acts in red tape, Senate's bureaucrats turning stablecoin bill into K Street playground. Original one-to-one reserve rule now buried in regulatory maze. DC can't help destroying innovation with compliance nightmares. Time to end the amendment circus. I mean, yeah, we're seeing again a lot of still a lot of back and forth between the nature of the bill, because there's still a lot of Democrats who just don't want to pass it because they're literally just doing it because they don't like Trump, for the most part. I mean, some of them are also very much anti-crypto, which for me is crazy. It's a big blunder. They can't be anti-crypto now. But the bill, you know, being passed will unite America and also bring crypto to the forefront of the financial system. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Again, hopefully we'll see this passed this week, if not next week. We'll have to wait and see though. But yeah, I mean, right now things, again, I think are looking quite strong for crypto. Again, we're still holding about 100k right now, which is good to see. Maybe pullbacks are coming out, but again, things are looking strong right now. Casper, again, lackluster volume, but I think we'll see that come back in due time. It's a matter of time. Don't be emotional, be logical, keep researching, not financial advice, all that sort of good stuff. If you want to learn more about crypto and Casper, check out the few communities and stuff like that down below in the description. And that being said, yes, definitely press the like if you enjoyed the stream. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to know about crypto, Casper, market sentiments, all that sort of stuff to kind of maximize the benefits of crypto, check out the free community. Links are below in the description again. Also here, check out the what page for more alpha information as well, and you know, actively trading and making money. And equally, the affiliate link down below in the description. The affiliate link down below in the description for BYDFI to get a VIP2 account, which gets you a 17% discount on all trades as well, amongst other benefits as well. So if you do all of that stuff, then yeah. Have a great day, good evening, good night, my family and people. And I will be back tomorrow. I apologize if I was speaking too quickly this stream. Don't know why I couldn't slow down, but I'll fix it for tomorrow. Take care now.